Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel, we'll take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important for you to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with these support and resistance areas. Okay, and just to let you know, I am not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. Now, I provided a link for Webull in the description. You could use that to start an account and get 2 free stocks if you haven't already. And there's also a link for Robinhood down there. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 1 free stock. So check them out. And also, if you're just to let you guys know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to that. Alright, so let's get into the market today. Today is June 4th, 2021. The market is closed right now, and you could see how we finished out the week here. The S&P 500 finished up on the day pretty big, almost 1% at 0.91%. The Dow finished about 0.5% at 0.54%. And the NASDAQ led the day right here, up almost 1.5% on the day. And you could see right out of the gate this morning, everything, went up. And it pretty much just stayed there, continuously going up for the rest of the day. So that topped off a pretty good week for the market this week. All right, so let's get into the stock I want to take a look at today. I want to go over Nike. I've done a video on this in the past, and you could go back, check it out if you want to. I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner. You should see that now. And you could go back, see how I got my chart to where it is now, where I mapped out my support and resistance areas. And, just go back and watch that. So let's get into Nike today. They finished the day a little bit down today. They were down 43 cents. They're currently at $133.74. They were down 0.32% today, and after hours, they are flat, not up or down after hours today. All right, so during the week, they had a pretty rough week. They're down almost 3% at 2.74%. In the past month, they are only up 0.07%, which is the equivalent of 10 cents. And in the past 3 months, they're pretty flat also, only down 0.19%, which is the equivalent of 26 cents. But in the past year, they've been having a pretty good year here. They are up almost 30% at 29%, 29% in the past year, which is the equivalent of $30. So, they went up about 30%. You could see here, down at the lows of COVID, this thing was trading around $64 right here, and now they're currently trading at, 140 almost up here. They're currently at 133. So that's a pretty big gain from the lows of COVID. If you were to buy in down here, you made a pretty good return on your money to this day right now. So let's take a look at their chart here. You could see they have a 52-week high of $147.95. They hit that on December 21st of 2020. So not too long ago, about 6 months ago, they hit that 52-week high. And, the stock has pretty much remained steady ever since then. You did have some ups and downs in this period, but right now it's kind of just trading sideways at these highs right here, not going too much in one direction. It's just staying kind of flat and, hoping for the next catalyst to shoot this stock higher here. Now, as you can see down here, Nike did just have their dividend date. They do have a dividend of 28 cents per share. And they had that on May 28th. So just a couple days ago, about a week ago, they had their dividend date. And you could see the stock kind of sold off after that right in here. Whoops, let me get rid of this here. The stock sold off after their dividend date, but you could see, their last earnings report was right here, and the stock sold off after that earnings report. It was trading, higher up until earnings. They were expected to have good earnings, but the stock sold off after that. They did have good numbers right here, but it did sell off after that because we were in the middle of a correction, and there was also some drama around this stock with their China operations also causing the stock to sell off. Now, looking at their chart here on the daily chart, you could see I have the uptrend from the lows of COVID right here to today, and we right now are currently trading on our trend line that we could see here. We see, we did hit off of it on April 20th right here, and we went all the way up to our resistance point, which is going to be at $138.16. That's the current resistance we're trading at. Our support right now is $125.40. And, we're kind of in between these 2 points there. So we're going to be looking at $138.16 as our next resistance point if we are to go up and try to move on to a new all-time high. If we do move above this resistance right here, the next resistance is going to be at $147 and around 7 cents. You can see it has never closed above that level. It's never closed the day out above there. So we're going to need to see this thing close above $147.07 if we want to see new all-time highs for this stock. You see, we did hit that all-time high during intraday, but it did quickly sell off. And then we retested right here, but we weren't able to close above that $147.07 mark. So that's where we'll need to see this thing bust through and close above there if we want to see new highs up here. Okay, now if we're to go lower, you could see right now we are currently trading right above our 50-day moving average on the daily chart. Okay, the 21-day moving average did act as resistance today. We tried to get above there. It did get stopped out right at our 21-day moving average, which is sitting right here in the light blue line. Our 50-day moving average is in the dark blue, and our 30-day moving average is right there in the middle in the green. Okay, so we did drop below our 30-day moving average today. You could see yesterday we did close above there, and we got stopped out at that 21-day moving average again yesterday and the day before. So that 21-day moving average is going to be important going forward because that's acting as resistance for the stock. And our 50-day moving average looks like it's acting as support right now. And you could see today we did sell off all the way to our 200-day moving average before bouncing off of that and making a move back upwards. Okay, so this is going to be something to watch in the next week or so. If we could hold this 200-day moving average, that's going to be very important. We're not going to want to see this thing drop below the 200-day moving average and close below there because that will be a bearish sign for this stock. Okay, we're going to want to stay above this 50-day moving average and continue along this trend line that we've been on for the past year or a little over a year and make our move back upwards here. Okay, so we're going to want to see this thing stay above those moving averages and get above this 21-day moving average here. That's acting as resistance on our daily chart. So like I did say, the support that we're at right now is going to be all the way down here at $125.40. We do have some support in between there. Let me grab a line and I'll map out where we have it. It looks like we have some support around the $130 mark right in here. You could see it's come down to that level and it's made a bounce upwards off of that level a couple times. So we do have support at $130 around that area, and our 200-day moving average is sitting at $132.32. Okay, so that's where we're going to need to hold first. If we break below that, we're going to need to hold this $130 area right here, to hold that support. Otherwise, we're going to make a move probably down to this area here at around $125.40. Okay, now we do have a gap right here, a pretty big gap between $117.20 and $118.80. Okay, so that will act as support also going forward You could see right here, it did come down to this level before, trying to fill that gap in here, but it did bounce off of that support line there above that gap. So we also will have that going forward, but you know, there's always that saying, you know, that gaps usually get filled on the chart, so just watch out for this gap right here. That is a pretty big gap if we are to fall down to this level and probably fill that in. So I'm just going to switch over to our weekly chart, see if we could find anything on there. And you can see here, you know, our 50-day moving average is acting as our almost following our trend line here on the weekly chart. So that is a good sign here. Right now on the weekly chart, we did close the week out below our 21-day moving average and our 30-day moving average also. So that's not a good sign either. Next week, we're going to want to get back above those moving averages and continue upwards here along our trend line. So we'll be watching that next week to make sure we could hold this trend line and hold and get back above these moving averages, which is, they've actually been acting as resistance since around this area. This 21-day moving average has been acting as resistance for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks now. This 21-day moving average on the weekly chart has been acting as resistance. So it's going to be very important that we get above that level, which is sitting at $136.37. That's the level our 21-day moving average on the weekly chart is sitting at. So we're going to want to watch that area also to try to get above there. That would be a very bullish sign if we could close the week out above that light blue line here where my mouse is. That's our 21-day moving average. Okay, so we'll be watching that also. Now I'm just going to switch over to our 4-hour chart, see if I could find anything on here. And you could see we are below, we did close the week out below all moving averages on here. You could see our 200-day moving average here in the yellow is acting as resistance also on our 4-hour chart. So I'll watch that too. It's currently sitting around that resistance level of $138.16. So I'm going to be watching that too. If we could get above there and continue upwards, that would be a good sign. All right. And we also have a gap here on the 4-hour chart around $140.64 to $142.55. So, you know, we might make a move upwards to fill that gap in right here, and that would be a good sign also. If we do get to these levels, I'll expect that gap to be filled in too. Okay, so I'm just going to switch back over to the daily chart, and that's about it for this one. There's not much more to go over on this stock chart. You could see here, like, it's plain and simple, just like I said, you know, we need to get above this 21-day moving average, and more importantly, on the weekly chart is what I'm going to be more focused on, is this 21-day moving average on the weekly chart, closing the week above that. Because like I said, I think I said 11 weeks here we counted, it hasn't been able to get above that area. So that'll be a very important area to close the week out above there. Okay, so that's what I'll be watching for on this one. Plan your trades accordingly around that. And hope you guys have a good weekend and a good week next week. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you like this video, and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, and we will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.